the recording.
Got it.
And I'll go ahead and pin you and move forward.
All right, Melissa, I'm going to share my screen.
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. We set this up for presentation. Okay, there we go. Welcome, everybody. So glad you're here. As Melissa said, I'm Kelly Krieger-Hurrah. I'm the director of the Illinois Procurement Technical Assistance Center at Bradley University here in Peoria. And it's my pleasure to open up the Illinois Entrepreneurship and Small Business Growth Association annual membership meeting. Our theme for the event for these next few days is Community Impact, Our Path Forward Together. First of all, I'd like to thank our sponsors, our gold sponsors, Growth Corporation, Growth Wheel International Incorporated, silver sponsor, Champaign County EDC, and our bronze sponsor, the Economic Impact Catalyst. Thank you very much. Little applause meter there shows you our appreciation for your sponsorship. And you can visit them in the lobby in the sponsor hall. Okay, and I want to give a shout out, a big thank you and a standing ovation to the members of the Conference Planning Committee. I often wondered during these last several months if it isn't a little bit more difficult to plan a conference virtually, actually, than it is for on-site. We would love to have been on-site, but having to make an early call, it was just a little bit undetermined what the status of COVID would be. So we're virtual and hope to be back together and really cherish that networking opportunity that we have at this conference each year. So with that, I would like to personally thank Melissa Brown, Joanne May, Jean Lynn, Kevin Lust, Amy Lambert, Andy Pham, Uda Westfall, Marielle Sanga, Brett Wetnall, Jim Ryan, Rhea Steele, and Teresa Ebler, who were instrumental in putting this conference and the professional development sessions together. Our trusted advisors, Erica White and Daryl Thomas, and of course, the glue that holds us together, Jackie Welsh from the SIU Carbondale Conference and Scheduling Services that made everything happen and kept us on task. So again, standing ovation to all of those that joined the Conference Planning Committee this year. Okay, and with this, I'm actually going to step out of the sharing mode. We were looking to recognize the new members of the network, those that are basically new to IESBGA. And it was a bit difficult to find that list to highlight those new members with the opportunities that we had for some additional funding and maybe some folks that joined us on a temporary basis. So with that, I'm just going to ask if everyone who joined the network since August of 2021, our last annual meeting, might be willing to unmute themselves, introduce themselves, and tell us the center and when you joined the network. So with that, I'd like to open it up and see if anyone would be willing to introduce themselves and let us get to know you.
Greetings all. My name is Chris Youngmark. I'm the new assistant director at the Illinois SBDC at Bradley University, and I joined on with the network officially in the beginning of March 22.
Awesome, Chris. Thank you and welcome.
Hello, my name is Lydia Dover, and I am the new Director of Business and Workforce Development at Shawnee Community College. Today is actually my second day.
Oh, that's awesome, Lydia. Thank you so much and welcome and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Hi, my name is Cheda Satia. I'm not so new, but I joined back in late October at the Chinese Mutual Aid Association. I'm the director of SBDC here in Chicago Uptown neighborhood.
That's awesome. Thank you so much and welcome. Glad you're here.
To follow that, my name's Tommy Utz. I also joined the SBDC at Chinese Mutual Aid Association in Uptown in January of 2022.
Tommy, glad you're here. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, who's next? Don't be bashful. I'm scrolling names. I may have to call you out. No one?
Are we just making random greetings?
Yes, we just want you to introduce yourself so we can get to know you if you would. And when did you join the network?
Oh, okay. Well, so earlier this year here in Springfield, Illinois, I joined with Kevin Lust in Springfield, and working with the local SBDC here to make sure that the Latino community gets a chance to have access to all the great resources. I don't have my camera on because I'm having a bad hair day, Kaylee. But but yeah, I'm very excited to be part of this. Thank you guys for putting this on.
Well, thanks for joining us and welcome, and awesome that you're there supporting Kevin and the Latino community. That's great. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Who's next? That's all the newbies?
Good afternoon, Kelly. My name is Brenda Henderson. I've been a community navigator, and this is my first, time attending this event, and just looking to learn more about how I may help our region's businesses.
Great, Brenda. We're thrilled you're here, and thank you so much. And thank you for your work in the community navigator system. That's been very valuable.
I think it has been good for the businesses. Yes. Thank you.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Did we get everybody? All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Great to get to know you. Okay. The IESBGA is, the affairs are monitored and facilitated by a coordinating council. And so I want to acknowledge and point out the coordinating council members that work in that position. So right now we have Melissa Brown, Karen Busoni, Joanne May, Kevin Kim, Kevin Lust, Amy Lambert, Andy Pham, and Uta Westfall. And you will see that many of these members did double duty. They'll look familiar. You also saw them on the planning committee. And I would like to especially welcome the fact that we've been able to bring on 5 new members. We did have some retirements who are no longer part of the council, and we were able to bring on some fresh faces. So very thrilled that we have Marielle Husanga, Brett Whitnell, Marty Wayland, Rhea Steele, and Adrian McFarland, who have now joined us. So welcome to our new members. Tomorrow we will have a coordinating council meeting, and this will be their first meeting. So we're thrilled to have them. And leading into, would you consider becoming a member of the coordinating council? We are always looking for additional volunteers. The volunteers will serve a 2-year term. We hold meetings 2 times a year in a fiscal year. We are going to, in an effort to recruit new members and input from all of the members in the IESBGA organization, we're going to send out a form, And each center, each organization will get a form, and we encourage you to think about if you would like to be an individual on the coordinating council. And so be looking, have your center directors or other members look for those forms to be coming. And if you'd like to volunteer, please, submit the form, or feel free to contact any of the current members that you just saw on the list. And we are also currently looking for a treasurer. We have an executive committee of a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer that oversee the coordinating council, and we are in need of a treasurer. And so and we're accepting immediate nominations for that. So if you would consider, you're financially inclined and you'd consider being a treasurer, we would look for that nomination immediately. And you could let any of the council members know. We will be submitting a slate of officers on Friday morning. If we ask for nominations from the floor, obviously you are welcome to submit then. We'd love to have your name to put into nomination, however, officially on Fridays. So please let any of the members know if you'd like to consider being a treasurer for the organization. Okay, so with that, I have just a few housekeeping things that I'd like to go over just in general about the conference. The sessions are going to be recorded. There is one exception where it will not be, but for the most part, the sessions will be recorded. So, out of courtesy, we ask that you stay muted. It does help to reduce the sound interference for the speakers. It's the polite thing to do. Each session will have a moderator. So you will have the opportunity to ask questions. The moderators will be monitoring those and then, ask those in the chat box section anytime during the presentation. And we'll try to get those questions answered. It would be helpful if you would edit your settings and make sure that your name is how you are known, so that you can get credit for those sessions. So it will be displayed appropriately. And if at all possible, check in early. You always anticipate, all of us have done Zoom enough to know that sometimes there are some technical difficulties. So we just ask that you log in early, giving the opportunity to troubleshoot any of the technical difficulties that we might have. And then some of the program highlights for what we're going to be seeing and participating in these next 2.5 days. We do encourage you again to visit the lobby, check out the sponsor hall. If you haven't gone in, Melissa's going to go through in a few minutes, kind of a tutorial on the program. Pretty nice that we can do more than just Zoom. We can go in, you can select an avatar, walk through. Personally, I know now why I don't play video games, but it's a little bit of fun in the program in the conference. Wednesday and Thursday, thanks to that coordinating council program committee, we have some excellent professional development opportunities. There's 6 workshop sessions that are just a wealth of information. Thursday's general session, in between the workshops, we'll be hearing 2 very inspirational stories of communities impacting how others survive and thrive. So very excited about hearing those speakers. So please plan on attending those. And then on Friday morning, as we wrap up, we'll have, again, the IESBGA membership election of the coordinating council officers and the SBDC, PTAC, and ITC network recognitions, and a conference presentation on collaboration, how we've titled that as cross-selling the network, how we work together to best support the client where they are, and how we cross-sell all of our services and show the breadth of what this network can do for our clients and how they can benefit from all the different services within our centers. And I just want to really highlight here the awards that will be given on Friday. For those that maybe didn't have a chance to go into the survey to look at what the nominations that were being made, we have a Roger Lumen Program Excellence Award. And this award is recognizing outstanding, innovative, and best practices in programs. And it's really looking to be able to take a program that has been facilitated by one of our centers and make that so other centers and maybe even centers outside of our state of Illinois could benefit from that unique program and facilitate that sharing and again, that collaboration among the centers because we recognize a program that would be a benefit to the others. And then we have our Shining Stars Marketing and Promotion Award for outstanding branding and marketing efforts will be presented. A mentor award, so recognizing an individual who's acted as a mentor for providing assistance, encouragement, and support to those new and even existing members as well. A leadership award to recognize an individual that shares their expertise with the entire SBDC network. And I feel we're very fortunate. We probably have many examples of those that step up and we can go back to when we need that kind of assistance and that individual who's willingly sharing their subject matter expertise with others. And then there's a PTAC award, and that's recognizing the individual that goes above and beyond providing technical assistance that improves the overall Illinois PTAC network. And then the State Star, and that State Star is an annual award that recognizes an outstanding Illinois SBDC employee, and that then State Star recognition, that individual goes on to the IESBGA annual conference. Okay, now I'm going to pass the torch over to our trusted historian, Melissa Duff Brown. And Melissa is the Director of Business Development and Strategic Initiatives at the Joseph Center and related entities. Melissa herself is past president of IESBGA, and she is a 2018 State Star awardee. So Melissa, I am going to jump out of sharing and let you take it away.
Oh, so funny.
Like
That's the first time I've been called a historian. My apologies. I couldn't keep it straight for that.
Treasured historian.
Thank you very much. And it's good to see all of the faces, even if it's just through Zoom. So Kelly, thank you for the opportunity to share. And before I really talk about IESBGA and the history of IESBGA, I'd like to share my screen and just share the virtual conference layout for you. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Hopefully. Well, one of the things that we've done is we do have a virtual platform for this conference. And there is a quick video here that when you play it, it will talk you through how to use the platform. I'm going to briefly demonstrate, but it also, if you need a refresher, you can always play this video. And so it's set up with very easy navigation across the top. You have home, the lobby, which I'll show you momentarily, and then each day's activities. And then you can scroll down all the way to the bottom and it will list, if you're trying to decide what events you will go to, each section today, there's only one session for a general session, but from 2:15 to 3:45, there are multiple sections. So you can take a look at this if you don't have your program that Jackie so graciously sent you. You can take a look at this and determine which class you may want to go to. Now, you also have the site map. If you decide once you visit the virtual lobby that you would like to participate this way, let's see, I do need to let people in. I'm going to make you co-host so that you can let people in. Andy, I'm making you co-host.
Okay.
Okay, my apologies. So when you click the sitemap, it has the layout of everyone. So you can take a look at our sponsors. When you click, their page will open up with their information and you can go directly to their site and visit them. And that's the same for each and every one. So don't forget, let's please give the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce a hand. They are the Illinois SBDC of the year. And so you can read a little bit about their history and how awesome they are. And then on this side, to the right, there is the auditorium, and you can click that, and it has today's calendar, and on the side, you can click directly into the Zoom meeting. Again, you can take a look at which category you'd like to visit, but you have the ability to click right in. Now, let's take a look at the lobby. You need to be in Chrome or in Microsoft. It works on most browsers, but you want to make sure and your cache is cleared. When this comes up, you put your name in. I've already selected my avatar, so you can go here. I've already selected, but there's some options. So people will see you, and then you enter the lobby. And additional instructions, you're going to use your arrows to move forward and backward. And also when you get very close to an icon, when you see that info icon, when you get really close to it, a little eye will open up and you click I and you'll be able to read the information. This is just another fun way to go in. And so as you go in, you can go forward, you can go backward, you can go into the sponsor hall. Also Q will help you turn around and see what's going to the left. E will help you see what's going to the right. Now, if you press control on, if you press your mouse and press control and your mouse at the same time, if you're on a PC, or command and press your mouse when you are on a Mac. So I can send a message to all players, but Andy's here. So I'm going to tell Andy, welcome to the conference. So now I can send that and we have the ability to communicate with each other. So play around, have a good time, and make sure you visit the conference platform.
Melissa, could you
Yes.
perhaps tell me, I either kicked one of those boxes on the ground or I threw it? So
Well, when you
some
got
arrow
really
here,
close to it, when you got really close to it,
and then I was
think
able to jump on top of it. If you hit the space bar, you can jump on top of it. But I think it was a PTAC box. Daryl, don't take it the wrong way, but that joker went across the floor
Yeah.
and it landed by the steps. That was me. My apologies. Didn't mean to hit anyone. Adrian McFarland, you ran away from me at one point. We need to talk about that later, but just let you know there's other things out there.
Yeah, so all of the same tools that work on a video game work in this area. So you can have fun, and if you get very close to it, you can run. So if you hold down the plus, you can run, you can walk, you can jump. So all of those tools do help, and so it's a really fun time. So any questions from anybody about that before I move on? Oh, great. Adrian said she was practicing. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're here at the IESBGA 2022 conference. Does anybody know what IESBGA stands for? You know, somebody can.
Read your weekly connection. You do.
Hopefully they. Well, it stands for Illinois Entrepreneurship and Small Business Growth Association. And it was actually established back in 1994. I've been with the network since 2012. And I'll just tell you a little story as we get into this. As it came on and the network team and the folks from Springfield came up to train me, at that time, the assistant state director was Rod Hollenstein. And so I was coming into an organization. I was new to the organization I was working for, the Joseph Center, and I was also new to the state. And in the training, they told us as center directors or even as advisors, it was going to take 18 to 24 months to really get it down and get an understanding. And I don't know about all of you, but I'm an A-type personality. I'm like, I'm going to have this covered in 6 months. That's what's going to be able to happen. I'm going to have it covered in 6 months. But the organization, they were correct. When you think about everything that it takes to really serve our communities and serve our customers, which are those who are looking to launch, grow, scale their businesses, that takes some effort. And that goes back to why IESBGA was even formed. There are a lot of organizations that are out there that speak to entrepreneurship and speak to assisting entrepreneurs. There's quite a lot of them, but what we want is the SBDC network not to be the best kept secret. We want people to understand who we are. And one of the ways that we wanted to differentiate ourselves was by the quality of advice and the quality of the advisor. And so how do you do that? And that happens with professional development. And that happens with consistent professional development that helps each of us to stay aware of the trends. We have a lot of information that we have to take in, unpack, organize, and be able to re-deliver and teach to an entrepreneur. And that takes a lot of skill. And so we wanted to have a platform where that can happen. Therefore, the Illinois Entrepreneurship and Small Business Growth Association. There are many people that are a part of this team that are on this call right now that have gone before me, that have many more years in this organization than I have, from Kevin Lust, Harriet Parker, Jim Foley. There are some that have served, Jim Ryan. There's some who have served a long time and probably have anecdotes that they can share with you. But one of the major parts of IESBGA and our organization is our commitment to your excellence. And that's why we have the certification program where you can become a certified business development advisor. And what we wanted to do was be able to promote high standards of conduct. We wanted to communicate high standards of efficiency and impact in the community. And so we created that certification, which is a part and one of the key reasons that IESBGA was formed, to be able to make sure everybody was operating on the same level. So we had required modules. We wanted to make sure that there was a code of professional performance, a code that everybody could adhere to. Many times we are a lot of different organizations that have come together, and we do have like missions. All of our organizations have like missions, because if they didn't, we wouldn't be a small business development center, a procurement technical assistance center, and we wouldn't be doing the work that we're doing. So we do have like missions and like visions for how we are working with entrepreneurs. But as an organization and as a network of those providing, advising services and professional guidance, we wanted to make sure that everybody could start understanding the same information and operating from the same platform. We wanted to give you a solid starting ground for your career with the network and with IESBGA. And so we have a code of professional performance. We wanted you to understand government regulations. We work with a lot of different agencies, primarily the state, but then the Small Business Administration. The funding comes from the Small Business Administration through the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. But then we also have the Office of Minority and Entrepreneurship Economic Empowerment. And so there are a lot of agencies that collaborate to have this work move forward. And so we wanted to make sure that you understood the collaboration, you understood the schematics. There's the red team. who do you go to and who does what? So you want to understand the government regulations, and this certification provides that platform. And also, many of you come from sales backgrounds or other areas where counseling may have not been a daily requirement for you. And so we want to make sure that you understand how to communicate effectively and consistently with your clients. And so we have a counseling technique module. And then also on Friday, there's a whole cross-selling initiative. But we also wanted to make sure, because sometimes you come with a certain expertise. Maybe your expertise was marketing, or maybe it was technology, or maybe it was finance. We wanted to make sure you had a well-rounded background for counseling. And so we also added some optional modules to really kick off your professional development for marketing, for record keeping, understanding financial statements, access to capital, business planning, you know, what is required in the state of Illinois to start a new business. And so really this organization was meant to provide you with an understanding of all the tools and resources that are available to you, as well as help you to continue to take your game up and take you to a higher level consistently every year, so that you can reach your personal goals, as well as the goals that have been put in place for this organization. And so that's kind of my overview. Is there anything else you would like me to cover as a background and overview of this organization?
Melissa, can you also share, because we do have so many new people in the network that have not been to an in-person conference, just how we generally do that and what the difference is in the feel from virtual versus being in person?
Oh my gosh. In-person conferences are amazing. And this year, it will be in person in San Diego, which is also amazing. And
well, I was talking about IESBGA, not the national. That too is amazing.
Okay. Well, that's America's. But IESBGA, usually we come to Springfield. In the last couple of years, we have met in Champaign. We've met midway, where it was easy for everybody to get there. Meeting in person is really amazing, because we have, one of the best parts of it is the networking time. I think that's what I miss most about these virtual conferences, is the time to really meet with each other, see what's happening, and connect face to face. And when we come down, and next year we are going to meet in person. We start this would have been a lunch. We would have started with a lunch, and everybody is required, all center directors and staff are required to attend. But when we are in person, you have an opportunity to share, you have an opportunity to really dive into what is concerning you. And the in-person environment, there's just really nothing like it. We also have off-site events where you get to understand the city, you get to understand more about the organizations that are hosting our SBDCs, our PTACs, and our trade centers. And you get to know more about your fellow colleagues that are doing the work that you do. So it's really important to not only participate in this, and every opportunity you have, if you see someone that you haven't met, please chat with them, get to know a little bit about them, because the more we can share information and the more we can network with each other, the better each of us will be as individuals.
And I encourage everyone to have your cameras on as well. We cannot be in person to see each other's smiling faces, but please, if you're able to, have your cameras on so that at least people can have a face with a name as well. And it's helpful for all of the amazing presenters we're going to have for the rest of this week sharing information. Thanks.
Melissa, you are so right about those connections that you make, and those are connections that will help you down the road in, finding others that you can, ask questions to or rely on to help you in certain situations. And that networking is just invaluable. So I think we're all missing it. I saw a couple of comments in there. And next year we'll get to have that camaraderie again. So.
Mhm, mhm. And one of the things that I did want to leave time for is we do have a lot of people that are new, and we do want the organization to get better. So we wanted to open the floor to see if there were any questions or also any recommendations about how your onboarding could be better. And are there some areas of professional development you would like to see?
I have a question for Anne. Where did she get this hat? You have to find her on your screen.
Yeah, I hide out secretly. Yes, my Amazon or my amazing something or other, I don't even know. I find them wherever I can find them.
Like, how many totes do you have of just hats and masks and other costumes?
Well,
you'll see some of them
let's
throughout
pin
the
her so
conference.
everybody can see. Let's see her fun mask so everybody can see. Are there any questions or anything, any comments anybody would like to offer?
Can I share a few photos? I just found my 2019 IESBGA in-person conference.
Sure, go
You're a
ahead.
photographer, that's right.
Let's see. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick.
That's awesome. I looked all over for some pictures and didn't find any. So that's great, Andy.
Andy fam, voluntold since 2019.
Yes. So here are just some photos from 2019. We got Mark here still. Don. Yeah, we have a big group as well. I mean,
Yeah.
gotta be in the hundreds, right? There's Erica. I think overall we have a good time though, so.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time. The energy of an in-person event can't be matched. It is just something that cannot be matched. And
I like that one.
she's telling us what we should do.
Right. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
That's a lot. That's
Thanks,
a lot.
Andy.
Hi, everyone. It's Adrian in Chicago at the Chicagoland Chamber, SBDC.
Hi.
I just wanted to, hi. I'm one of the newbies here, kind of new, but I've been around for a while, but I'm new in my new director role. And I just wanted to reach out and just say that this is a great time to network, even though we're not in person. I would love to meet, whether you're a new face or if you are a seasoned face, as Erica mentioned in the chat. I would love to connect with you. I had the opportunity, yes, to connect with Kim this past week. We talked about board development. So if you do have a board that's very active and you want to share more about your board, I would love to hear more and network with you about that. Over the next couple of days, I'll be in the virtual room and walking around and working my video game skills, but I would love to just connect with you guys, even if we're not in person. Let's just make the best out of it. And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody.
Great. Adrian, I have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
The glasses.
I know. I have not, but I'm going to get new glasses. I promise. I need a new prescription, so now I have to make an appointment. It's a whole story. So coming, it's coming.
Glasses broke since January 22. Boy, I tell you. See, we're so busy. Adrian can't even get her glasses fixed. Let's help her out. Let's figure this out so that she has time to get her glasses fixed.
I'm gonna order new glasses. You need a new prescription on Zillow. It's a whole thing. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. So are there any other comments or any other questions that anyone has at this point, at this time?
I just want to say thank you very much to the planning committee. I know that it's hard for a lot of the committees and groups that we have in this network to get some live bodies in and to keep us to be engaged in those groups. And it's also hard to put together a virtual conference when we're used to doing it in other ways and having to do it in limited time because we had to make the decision of even whether we were going to be in person or virtual. So thank you very, very much to every person on this planning committee. A lot of effort was put into this conference, a lot of thought, a lot of reaching out to sponsors, et cetera. And it all was in what we had in our mind throughout the whole time was making sure that you would receive something to help you in your development within the network and in connecting with your peers. So thank you very much to the planning committee. You guys did a great job this year.
Thanks, Erica. And a shout out to you too on the weekly connection. I don't know if everyone on this call has recognized the format changes to the weekly connection and the wealth of information and little facts and tidbits that you put in there is phenomenal. That's something we should really appreciate.
Thank you. The end goal on that was to make sure that since it's a weekly connection, we want to make sure that you connect with the information and that you connect with each other. So thank you to everyone in the state office, especially Cheryl Harvey, for putting up with my back and forths and, you know, trying to get my vision to come to life with limited resources. But I really appreciate the comments that we've received and the feedback on that. Thank you.
Thank you. And if there's anything that you can suggest that IESBGA could do to be more beneficial to you as an organization, you know, again, as Melissa stated, you know, we're here for professional development. We're here to make you better in your positions and engaging with the clients. So if there's something that IESBGA can do for you and be a more valuable resource as an organization, we'd love to hear it. Don't hesitate to provide us your feedback. We want to do better and be beneficial to you.
Maria, did you want to introduce yourself? Can't hear you. You're unmuted, but we still can't hear you. Nope. Nope.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I was trying to introduce myself. My name is Maria Ramos. I am the new business advisor at the Illinois Small Business Development Center. I am specialized on minorities and outreach engagement. And I just want to say hi, I'm really excited to work with this big team and really happy, yeah, to help in some way, you know, to the community.
Welcome, Maria. Really glad that you joined us. Okay. Anything else? All right. With that, I think we'll bring this first general session to a close. And we have our first workshop sessions going on at 2:15. So we'll give you a little bit of a break in between, allow you to log on early enough to get situated. And if you have any questions, again, you've got the tutorial on using the platform, a couple of different ways you can log in to get connected to the workshops. And we're looking forward to having a very productive 2.5 days, and appreciate any and all feedback that you can provide for us, either for the conference or the organization as a whole. And so with that, we will end this general session and look forward to seeing all of you at 2:15.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.